Hello, everybody. It's almost time once again for Strat-O-Matic Baseball, game number 350. You said it, Franklin. Mookieville Stadium. That's interesting. I may use that on one of my 365 teams where you name your ballpark. I know Mookie has been the manager on a couple of my teams there. You name your team, your manager, pick your stadium. Hello, Kenyon, JC, Mike. Thank you very much, Kenyon. That was fun. It was more fun than I thought it was going to be. First, I was actually dreading it. It's like, I don't really want to be interviewed, but that was a lot of fun. Thank you, Mike. And there's Jeffrey. Thank you, Jeffrey, for the fun experience today. Now I feel like I've been online all day. And we got a game to play here. It is a Friday, so that means, of course, no game tomorrow. We're going to wrap up the date of May the 24th here with the Kansas City Athletics at the Washington Senators. We got kind of like Chris Russo. They used to say that about. Does everybody know who he is, I suppose? Mad Dog Russo on the MLB thing. Two righties pitching today. Chuck Dobson for Kansas City and Phil Ortega for Washington. Let's take a look at their cards here. Ortega, a very backwards card for a right-hander, which means, of course, much better against lefties. Dobson looks pretty balanced. Let me take a closer look at his card here. Yeah, he is very balanced. And as far as the replay stats go, here's some numbers for you. Dobson so far 6 starts. He's 2-2 with a 4.81 ERA, 34 innings, 35 hits allowed. The walk has been Dobson's problem, 20 walks to 21 strikeouts in 33 2/3 innings. For Ortega, similar ERA, 4.94 with a 1-3 record. He's made 7 starts. He had 1 complete game. It was a shutout. 47 1/3 innings, 48 hits allowed, 16 walks, and 31 strikeouts. It is Kenyon. Yeah, he's got a little bit of a long ball issue, but not terrible. But as you can see so far in the replay, Dobson 4.81 ERA, Ortega 4.94. So very similar results, at least ERA-wise so far. And I'll give you the Kansas City lineup, and we'll get started here. For Kansas City, Wayne Causey will lead it off at shortstop. Campanera still conspicuously missing from the lineup. Ken Harrelson at first base hits second. Mike Hirschberger in right field bats third. Larry Stahl will be in right field hitting cleanup. Ed Charles at third base hits fifth. Hang on a second, I got to do something with this light. There, for me, some reason today, that is easier to read. Let me try a different one. That's not bad either. Okay, Charles at third base. Dick Green will be at second base in the 6th spot. Joe Nosek is in center field. Phil Roof, the catcher, will hit 8th, and Dobson, the pitcher, 9th. Hang on, did I knock that out of whack there? No, we're still in frame. Okay, good. I'm going to refresh this here so I can see the bottom of the chat. And hello to Bob Cole. Yeah, thank you. That was a lot of fun. Okay, I think we're ready here. Let's set the Senators for you defensively. Casanova, the catcher, Nen at first. Savarin and Brinkman up the middle with McMullen at third. The outfield left to right, Howard, Valentine, and King. I'm on my second pot of coffee, so I've almost got the jitters a little bit at this point. That's fine. Excuse me. All right. Let me get a drink of water. There we go. Ortega ready to go to work. Wayne Causey steps in, hitting 197 so far. No homers, 7 RBIs for the left-hander. Ortega gets the sign. Here's the windup on the pitch. It's a 4-5 left-handed grounder down to second base. Savarin has it. Flips to Nan, and we are underway. Oh, my pleasure. Yeah, if anybody else wants a copy of this score sheet, it's statman122@msn.com. Just shoot me an email. I'll send you attach the PDF file. Okay, here's Harrelson now. Hawk Harrelson hitting 244 so far. Just 1 home run for Hawk, 8 RBIs. Ortega with the pitch. That's going to be a 5-3 right-handed. It's a fly ball to left field X. Tough chance for Frank Howard. Howard lumbering to the ball, 5v5. It's a 19, and he's not going to get there. That's down for a base hit. A single for Harrelson. Harrelson, good speed. Good stealer anyway. Average speed, but a star 18 stealer. Let's check the battery. Ortega with a -1 hold. Casanova a -1 arm. That would make him a 16. And Washington's going to hold him on, making him a 14. Kansas City, we know, likes to run. He's going to try for that lead. He needs a 4 or a 5 to get the 14. He does not get it. Here's Hirschberger now, hitting 255. 1 homer, 15 RBIs. Ortega checks the runner. Now comes in from the stretch. It's a 3-6 right-hander. It's a ground ball to short, sharply hit. That's going to be 2. It's Brinkman to Savarin to Nen. Double play. 6-4-3 double play ends the inning. No runs a hit and nobody left on. After a half an inning, it's Kansas City 0. Washington coming to bat. Franklin's predicting an offensive game. And as Dobson gets ready to work, let's go over the Washington lineup. Fred Valentine in center field will lead things off. Bob Savarin, been playing second base of late. He's in the 2 spot. Jim King in right field hits third. Frank Howard, the cleanup man, is in left. Dick Nen at first base in the 5 spot. Ken McMullen's at third base batting 6th. Paul Casanova will do the catching and hit 7th, with Eddie Brinkman at short 8th. And of course, Ortega, the pitcher, 9th. Kansas City defensively has Phil Roof doing the catching today. Harrelson at first, Green and Causey up the middle with Charles at third, and the outfield left to right of Stahl, Nosek, and Hirschberger. And with that being said, we go to the bottom of the first. Dobson's ready to work. In steps Fred Valentine. Switch hitting outfielder, leading the team in hitting at .314. 6 home runs, 13 RBIs. Switch hitter hitting left-handed against Dobson. And here's Dobson's pitch on a 2-7. He walks him. Leadoff walk to Valentine. He has excellent speed. Dobson, a 0 hold. Roof, a 0 arm. So that's Valentine is 17. He will be held at 15. And with Savarin at the plate, he's going to try for that lead. Needs a 3-6 to get it. 4, he's got the lead. 1-15, the pitch to Savarin. There goes Valentine. Roof's throw. He's stolen it on an overthrow number. Got to check Roof now. Roof has a 1 through 12 overthrow, and he throws it into center field. So stolen base and error. Valentine winds up on third. Valentine standing at third base with nobody out. Here's the next pitch to Savarin. That's going to be a 6-4 left-handed. It's a fly ball to center field X. That's going to be Nosek. Nosek, a good outfielder, 2E7. Coming in on it now. On a 1, he can't get it. That's down and gets past him for extra bases. Valentine will score easily, and Savarin's in with a stand-up double. And Washington jumps on top 1-0. And that'll bring up Jim King. King 250 on the season, 17 for 68, and of course 8 of those 17 hits home runs. Team leading 8 home runs and a team leading 20 RBIs for King in just 68 at-bats. Dobson staring in now. Here's the pitch. That's a 4-8 left-handed, and he walks him. And that's going to send Phil Roof out to the mound already. 2 walks and a double off of Dobson here. Dobson's seemingly having trouble getting settled in here today. Frank Howard due up, Dick Nen to follow. And welcome to Rick and JC. And thank you, Rick. I enjoyed doing it. Okay, they're ready to work now. First and second, nobody out. Frank Howard hitting 288 on the year, 3 homers, 14 RBIs. Dobson set now. Pitch to Howard is a 4-8 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Whatever Roof said to Dobson, it took. He promptly strikes out Frank Howard. And the batter will be Dick Nen. Nen just 16 for 80 so far. It's a 200 average, just 1 home run. Dobson into the windup now. 3-6 right-handed. It's a ground ball wide of second. Green has it. His only play is to first, and both runners will move up on the ground ball C. So King down to second, Savarin to third. 2 away, and it will be up to Ken McMullen. McMullen comes in, where is he? 241 so far. 6 home runs, 16 RBIs for McMullen. Casanova on deck. You almost never see me walk someone intentionally in the first inning, but the thought did cross my mind, just for a second. Dobson ready to pitch to Ken McMullen. The pitch is a 4-8 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. And boy, Dobson got out of that cheap enough. Just 1 run on a hit and 2 left on. After 1 inning of play, 1-0 Senators. Small crowd in real life for this one, just over 3,600 in the place. Hank Soar calling the balls and strikes, and I got a frog in my throat all of a sudden. And welcoming Ben Witz into the chat. Darn. Okay. We'll just try to... man, I'm telling you. Voice was fine talking to Jeffrey. I've lost my voice all of a sudden here. All right. We'll work it out. We'll let it work itself out. Larry Stahl will lead it off for Kansas City as we move to the second inning. Stahl hitting 258, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Standing in from the left side as Ortega gets the sign. It's a 4-4 left-handed. It's a grounder to third base X. Tough chance for McMullen. McMullen, a 3E24, ranging to his left. Here it is on a 1. He can't get to it. That's into left field for a base hit. That's a leadoff single for Stahl. Stahl with good speed. -2 battery once again. Makes him a 13. That's borderline. I'm going to let the die decide. 1-3 he'll be held. He will not be held. Let's see if they're going to run 1-13. 1-3 he goes. He does not go, so Charles will hit away. I know I'm taking the easy way out today, but I don't always do it. I don't do it much anymore, but oh, back in the old days. Ed Charles on the season, 259, 1 homer, 13 RBIs. Ortega from the stretch, 3-7, called strike 3. Soar rings him up. First strikeout for Ortega. And the batter will be Dick Green. Green hitting 282 so far, just 2 homers, but a team leading 23 RBIs for the second baseman. Boy, I wish he could, Mike. Wouldn't that be fun? Ortega from the stretch. The pitch to Green is a 5-3 right-handed. It's a fly ball to left field X. That's Howard again. Howard tested for the second time here on a 5E5. Here's the play on a 12. It's the E rating. It's the 5 on the 5, and that's off of Howard's glove for a 2-base error. And there's that deadly 5 again, which I seem to roll a lot of. Stahl will stop at third. First Washington error, and now I'm going to do something. I've been thinking about this since I got these. When I ordered my new fielding chart, I also got a new dice bag, okay? So you guys are witness to this. We're going to change the dice and see if I continue to roll a lot of 5s. Or is it just selective memory? We'll see. Second and third, with nobody out in the second inning, they will be back. Nosek, a light hitter. He's just 1 for 17 on the season. It would be like meow, 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 the pitch, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Pitch to Nosek is a 5-6 grounder to shortstop. That's going to get a run in with the infield back. Brinkman will make the play and throw him out, but the runners advance and the game is tied. Stahl scores. RBI for Nosek, and Green takes third on the play. Now, if you're asking why I didn't pull the infield in there, well, with a 1-run lead, second and third, the thinking there is stay out of the big inning. You got to assume they're probably going to tie it up. What you don't want to do is give up 2. And here's Roof. Phil Roof, the backup catcher, just 2 for 9 on the season. Both for extra bases, though. 2 for 9 with a triple and a home run, 3 RBIs. Ortega trying to get out of this with just the 1 run. The pitch to Roof is a 1-6, double to 4, and he rolls the 4. Howard can't get to it. What else is new? And it's an RBI double for Roof. And just like that, Kansas City takes the lead. 2-1 Kansas City. Bingo, exactly, Ben. Dobson, a right-handed hitter, 1W. Ortega's pitch is a 3-4. Bounces it right back to Ortega, who throws him out, and that will do it. 1-3. Athletics get 2 runs on 2 hits and leave 1. Let's reconstruct this now. You have a single, that would be the second. Both runs are unearned as far as Ortega is concerned. Yeah, I agree, Perry. I too am not a fan of the I guess you'd call it the prevention defense really early in the game. Bear with me, I apologize. Let me get another drink here. Water not cutting it here pretty. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna go to a shot of bourbon here pretty soon. Desperate times. All right, we go to the bottom of the second, bottom third of the order for Washington. It'll be Paul Casanova to lead things off. Casanova just 15 for 75. That's a 200 average. 2 homers, 6 RBIs. The pitch from Dobson is a 6-7 right-hander. It's a double to 7, but on a 10, that's going to hang up in center for Nosek, who glides to the ball and makes the catch. Well, that is Grandma's cough medicine, Ben. Wink, wink. Let's see if I have some here. Hang on a minute. Brinkman due up. You know where I'm going with this, right? Brinkman hitting 265, 2 homers, 17 RBIs. Dobson into the windup. He comes in there with a 210. Strike 3 called. Third strikeout for Chuck Dobson. Yeah, and here's the pitcher, Phil Ortega, a right-handed batter. Dobson's pitch on a 3-10, a 2-hopper to third. It's Charles, 2 Harrelson, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Dobson. We've played 2. It is 2-1 Athletics. The surprising Athletics, right? Come into the game with a 21-12 record, okay? Let's take a look at the standings here real quick. In fact, I'll let you look at them. Why not? Third place, just a game and a half behind the Orioles. Actually tied with the Indians, a game and a half behind the Orioles. Washington 16-19 are 7.5 games back. We'll put that there, and then I'll get... see this... Ben, I always thought this was Grandma's cough medicine. And greetings to John Wise. Yes, this is a full 1,607 games plus the World Series replay. Been at it a little over a year. Should take about 5 years, give or take. And I will complete it, providing I live that long, of course. Ortega's ready to go to work here in the third inning, top of the order for Kansas City. Here's Causey now, 0 for 1 on the day. Ortega into the windup. That's a 5-11 left-hander, a little two-hopper to second. Savarin short hops it and throws him out. Yeah, I like that too, although strictly edibles now for me due to my lung condition. Canyon A's lineup equals... Oh, I see. Their lineup not good. Yeah, well, let's take a look at that. First grand totals. You're right, Kenyon. Kansas City leads the league in team ERA. Their team ERA is 3.22. The Senators in fourth at 3.66. In terms of runs scored, only the White Sox and the Senators have scored fewer runs than Kansas City. And with one out, here's Harrelson. Singled his first time up. Ortega with the pitch. It's a 1-2. He bangs a base hit into right field. And Hawk Harrelson, 2 for 2 in the 2 spot. He likes hitting second. Star 18, minus 216. He'll be held at 14. The running Athletics, they've stolen 35 bases and been caught 7 times. He's going to try for that lead, 4 or a 5. Does not get it. And here's the pitch to Hirschberger. 4-5 right-handed. Fly ball to right field and playable. King is there. And there's 2 down. Finally a Friday for the working crew, right? They have been missing Campy for a while, Michael. Stahl, 1 for 1 on the day. Harrelson takes his lead from first as Ortega delivers. 3-11, it's a ground ball to short. Brinkman charging it, has it on the run to Nan in time. And the side is retired. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Bottom of the third we go, 2-1 Athletics. Campy, of course, in my replays, everybody's eligible to pinch hit. Probably wouldn't use him to pinch run, like to steal a base, because I really don't know the particulars about whatever has kept him out of the lineup. But with 24 cards per team, I say it's all hands on deck as far as pinch hitting goes. I don't know, Michael, but he has been missing for a while. I suppose if someone wanted to be so kind as to volunteer the research, see if he had a minor injury or something. I say minor because he had 573 at-bats that season in real life. It couldn't have been a major injury. Dobson getting ready to go to work in the bottom of the third, and Washington will have their leadoff man up, Valentine. Valentine manufactured a run. He walked to lead off the game, stole second, took third on the overthrow, and scored. Dobson into the windup. It's a 4-7 left-handed, and he walks him. Boy, I'll tell you what, not the guy you want to be putting on for free. Held at 15. He's going to try for the lead again with Savarin at the plate. 3 through 6, he's got it, 1-15. Here comes Roof's throw. He's out! Oh my God, what a peg by Roof. And that's the first time Valentine's been caught stealing all year. That's right, he's stolen 11 bases up to that point without being caught. He's 11-1 now. And the next pitch to Savarin is a 4-10 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. 4th K for Dobson. That's right, Mike, you did. Thank you. I do remember that now. He'll be back shortly. What was that line from Fletch? Oh, he'll be back. He just went out for his urinalysis. Mr. Underhill, that was. Okay, here's King. Walked his first time. Dobson into the windup. Pitch to King is a 4-5 left-handed. That's a ground ball to shortstop X. That's going to be a tough chance for Wayne Causey. A 4E56. Here's the play on an 18. He's got it in the hole. Plants and throws in time. Nice play, Wayne Causey. Holy cow. 6-3X, side retired. After 3 innings, it's 2-1 Athletics. Washington taking the field. Ortega loosening up for the 4th. Great crowd on hand today. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, I was interviewed by Jeffrey Guterman on his channel earlier today. So if you have some free time, check that out. It was a lot of fun. So 4 more days. Thank you, Mike, for the research. Appreciate it. You guys are the best. It's kind of, when I first started doing this, I felt like I had to do everything, and I don't feel that way anymore, and it's really nice. My pleasure, John. Here's Charles to lead things off in the 4th. He struck out his first time against Phil Ortega. Here's the windup. The pitch to Charles is a 5-5 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. That's strikeout number 2 for Ortega. And here's Dick Green. Green reached on an error. Ortega the windup and the pitch. It's a 3-7 right-handed. Cut the corner. Strike 3 called. K number 3 for Ortega. Ortega getting into the strikeout show here now. With 2 away, it'll be Joe Nosek. Nosek 0 for 1. That's a 1-4 righty. Pops him up. Brinkman's going to take it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ortega. Oh, I do too. I don't know who else does this, but when I find out a player has died, for example, Bill Melton recently, the first thing I do is I go to Baseball Reference and revisit their career. Bill Melton, 3 times OPS over 800, twice hit 33 home runs, 70 and 71. In 1971, his 33 home runs led the American League. Didn't have a long career, but I believe he had back problems that shortened his career. I'm not positive about that, but I think that's right. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Frank Howard has had a challenging day so far in the field and at the plate. Struck out his first time against Dobson. Here's the pitch now. On a 6-10 right-handed, it's catcher's card X. That's going to be Phil Roof. Good defensive catcher, 2E6. Here's the play on a 12. It's the E range. It's a 4 on an E6, and he can't make the play. It's going to be an error on Phil Roof, and Howard will reach. Second error for Kansas City. Howard very slow at first base. And here's Dick Nen now. Nen 0 for 1. Left-handed hitting first baseman. Dobson working out of the stretch. The pitch to Nen is a 4-6 left-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That's 5 strikeouts now for Chuck Dobson. Holy cow. Thanks for dropping in, Mike. Have a great weekend. Yeah, Jeremiah, and welcome, by the way. That is a shame. R.I.P. Bill Melton. I remember him well. His big years coincided with a time when I was first really getting into baseball. Here's McMullen now. Dobson out of the stretch. Pitch to Ken is a 1-5. Struck him out. Holy cow. Dobson now, what is that? That's 6 strikeouts for Dobson already. And here's Casanova. Runner on first, 2 down. Here's the pitch now on a 1-4. It's a grounder down to third base. Charles will go the short way to second for the force, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, a man left. There was an error. 4 innings in the books. It's 2-1 Kansas City. Anyone have any big plans for the weekend? For me, pretty much the usual. Actually, not exactly the usual. I'll be picking up my mom. We'll be going over to my aunt's, her sister. My aunt is younger than me by 6 months. And they're going to exchange birthday gifts. I already did that, but they haven't yet. They haven't had a chance to get together. So they're going to exchange birthday gifts. They both have November birthdays. And my aunt is going to make some homemade lasagna. So I'm going to bring a bottle from my wine rack and, you got to have a good bottle of red with lasagna, don't you? Yeah, right, Bill. You know how I feel about that. Okay, here's Ruff. He doubled his first time. Ortega into the windup. That's a 2-2, and he walks him. A leadoff walk to the catcher. And that's going to bring up the pitcher, Dobson. Dobson, not a good hitter. Let's check his bunt rating. He's a C. I'm going to roll for inner back. Infield will be back, and he's going to square to bunt as a C. On a 4C, he lays down a successful bunt, fielded there by the pitcher, and Ruff will advance to second. I don't know, Franklin. How fast can you get there? You got some miles to cover, buddy. That's for sure. And Bob's going to get a 1980 marathon in. Causey grounded to second both times. Ortega with the pitch. 1-3 right hand. It's a grounder to first base, handled by Nen. He has no play on the runner. He'll walk it to the bag, and Ruff will take third. So with Ruff at third and 2 down, it will be up to Harrelson. Harrelson's 2 for 2 so far today. Ortega's set now. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. 2-6, struck him out. And that will end the inning for Kansas City. That is what now? 3. That's 4 strikeouts for Ortega. No runs, no hits, 1 left. So 2 middle-of-the-road pitchers really enjoying a hell of a duel here so far. 2-1 ball game. Brinkman, Ortega, and Valentine due up here for the Senators. Eddie Brinkman struck out his first time against Dobson. Dobson gets the sign. The pitch on a 2-6. It's a 2-hopper to short, fielded by Causey. Throws him out. So Brinkman grounds out to his opposite number, 1 down. And the batter will be Ortega. Right-handed hitter. Here's Dobson's pitch. It's a 2-5, swung on and missed, strike 3. That's number 7 for Chuck Dobson. I got to look at the card now. 61 in 84 innings. Starter only, no relief rating. My guess is something happened to Dobson health-wise that year too. I certainly doubt if he lost his spot in the Kansas City rotation. He must have got hurt. Here's Valentine now. He's walked twice. Dobson's pitch is a 6-11 left-handed. It's a grounder down to first. Harrelson has it. Flipped to Dobson covering, and that will do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Chuck Dobson. So Dobson working on a gem here, a one-hitter, 7 strikeouts. And Phil Ortega hanging right with him. I don't know, Perry. I wondered that too. In fact, I almost called him Pat once. And I'm going to refill my coffee here. I almost called Randy Hundley Todd the other day, too. And thank you, Jeff. Yeah. Hour and a half, roughly. Here's Hirschberger, 0 for 2. Ortega gets the sign. Pitch to Hirschberger's a 3-6. That's a ground ball up the middle, cut off there by Eddie Brinkman. Twists and fires, and he is out. 6th inning, Ortega rated 7 for endurance. Dobson only 5. Here's Stahl. Stahl 1 for 2 on the day as Ortega comes set. Here's the pitch to Larry Stahl. It's a 1-4. Grounder to second. Routine for Savarin, who throws him out 2 down. That'll bring up Ed Charles, who struck out both times today against Ortega. Ortega into the windup. Pitch to Charles is a 5-2. Swung on and missed strike 3, and it's the hat trick for Ed Charles. 1-2-3 go the Athletics. And let's count up Ortega's Ks now. That's 5 for Ortega. Exactly, Perry. Yes, the one. It's the one I never remember. We just had this the other day. Yeah, everybody remembers Cuellar, McNally, Palmer. Bob Savarin will lead things off in the bottom of the 6th. Dobson already in his 2nd endurance inning. Excuse me again. Savarin 1 for 2. Doubled in the only Washington run in the game. In fact, Savarin has the only Washington hit in the game. As Dobson delivers. 6-7 left-handed. It's a double to 7, but on a 20, that's playable in center for Valentine, who makes the catch for the out. Thank you very much, John. You have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out. Here's Jim King, 0 for 1 with a walk. Dobson set now. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a 2-11 right-handed. That's a high fly ball to right field. Backing up is Hirschberger at the track, at the wall, leaps, and makes the catch at the wall on a 15. Oh my, that was close. King almost hit his 9th home run. 211 to 13, the roll of 50, and it's allowed out to right. Hirschberger with a nice play to go up and get that one. That would have tied the game. And thank you, Al. Is it Al? Thanks for the research. That does not surprise me. 2 down, and here's Howard. 0 for 2 today. Dobson delivers. That's going to be a 2-7 swung on and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 8 for Chuck Dobson. It's a 1-2-3 sixth. And just like that, we're through 6. A's leading it 2-1. As we go to the 7th, this will be the first inning of potential fatigue for Phil Ortega. He's an S7, R4. He'll be facing Green, Nossick, and Roof here in the 7th. I've got to go back to see where you were quoting there, Franklin. It's Dobson. We have Dobson here. Okay, I will call you Steve. So the screen name is based on what? I'm curious, if you wouldn't mind sharing. And I'm going to have a hard time remembering that, but I'll do my best. Okay, here's Green, 0 for 2. Ortega into the windup. That's a 3-6 right-handed, called strike 3. That's strikeout number 6 for Ortega. One down, and here's Nossick. 0 for 2. Ortega, the windup and the pitch. There's a 2-11 right-handed. That's a base hit into center field for Nossick. Nossick with a 1-out single. He's a star 15 stealer. -2 battery, though. He's a 13. They're leading by a run. Let's see if they're going to hold him. They have to hold him. Kansas City loves to run. Okay, if you're Washington, you know this. So they're going to hold him at 11. Roof has doubled and walked in this one. Ortega out of the stretch. That's a 2-11, and he walks him again. And now one more hit or walk will fatigue Ortega. That's going to get somebody up in the Washington pen. They're trailing in this one. Lefty, righty. Not a situation for Klein. They're going to get Bob Humphreys up and throwing. First and second, one away. Dobson, a C bunter. Not much of a hitter. You could make an argument for pitch hitting for Dobson. But he's throwing a freaking one-hitter. I can't take Dobson out. He's gonna lay it down. He's a C. Squares to bunt on a 7. And he gets the bunt down to first base, advancing both of the runners. So Nossick to third, Roof to second, and with 2 outs, Wayne Causey will come to the plate. Got it. No, that makes perfect sense. Second and third, 2 down. Here's Causey. 0 for 3 in this one. Ortega trying to hang on. Here's the pitch. 3-8 right-handed, ground ball to second. It's Savarin, throws to Nen, and Ortega gets out of the jam. No runs, a hit, 2 left as we stretch for the 7th. Athletics leading it in a nail-biter, 2-1. So did you, Steve, are you the Steve that I sent the score sheet to? I'm assuming so. I'm going to take a short break and use the restroom, you know, when you got to go at my age, right? And we are back. We'll take a quick look in on the Mookie cam. There he is. I think Mookie might have made a guest appearance on the interview today with Jeffrey Guterman. I went to use the restroom and I could hear Jeffrey calling his name while I was in there. Yeah, we were discussing that too. How to get people into the game, young people. There's something special about the Friday games, isn't there, Jeremiah? Friday still has that feel, and I haven't worked in years. Did he get up on, I bet he got up on the laptop too. See, I didn't get to see it, but I know he likes to do that. I'll have to rewatch it and see what he did. Dobson going into his 3rd endurance inning here. He'll be facing Nen, McMullen, and Casanova. Athletics holding a slim 1-run lead here. Nen 0 for 2 on the day. Dobson into the windup. That's a 1-6 fly ball into right field, playable for Hirschberger. He's got it, 1 down. And whatever happens from this point on, what a performance by Chuck Dobson today. Here's Ken McMullen now, 0 for 2, struck out both times. Dobson with the pitch is a 5-9 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3, and it's the hat trick for McMullen. And for Dobson, his 9th strikeout. And here's Casanova. Casanova 0 for 2 as Dobson delivers. 6-8 right-handed. It's a grounder to second base X. Dick Green there, a good second baseman. Green, a 2E19. Here's the play on a 15. He's got it. Throws him out. It's another easy inning for Chuck Dobson. 4-3X, side retired. We played 7. It's 2-1 Kansas City. Holy cow. Is anyone else shocked by this? This was not the game I expected. I know it wasn't the game Franklin expected. Okay, we go to the 8th. Both starting pitchers still out there. With the Senators trailing, this would be the last inning for Ortega as he's due to bat second in the bottom of the 8th. Exactly. On both counts. Harrelson 2 for 3 in this one. Ortega's set now. The pitch is a 6-5 right-handed. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That's Eddie Brinkman, a good shortstop. 2E29. Brinkman charging the slow roller. Here's the play on a 10, the E range. It's a 3 on a 29. This could be trouble, and it's off his glove. That's going to be an error on Brinkman. Harrelson reaches. Second error for the Senators. Harrelson 16 not held. He is held at 14. Let's see what we're going to do now with Hirschberger at the plate. He's going to try for the lead. Needs a 4 or a 5 to get a 14. He does not get it, and Hirschberger will hit away. Is that so, Perry? Were you a DJ? Or you called in and requested it? A little more information there, please, sir. Here's Hirschberger now. Ortega out of the stretch. He comes in there with a 2-6. It's a comebacker. Ortega has it, whirls and throws to Savarin for 1 to first, not in time. That's going to be a force. 1-4. Harrelson forced. Hirschberger to first. 14. He'll be held at 12. 1 away, and here's Larry Stahl. Humphreys is ready in the Washington pen. Stahl 1 for 3. Ortega out of the stretch. 4-5 left-handed. It's a grounder to second base. This could be 2. It's Savarin. Shovels to Brinkman. On to Nen. Double play. 4-6-3. Side retired. The Ortega, with that inning, he resets his fatigue. So did you play the side of that album, or were you making your own side? That was the Spectres album, wasn't it? Going from memory here. Thank you, Jim, and welcome. Here's Dobson now, a 5-inning pitcher. He's going to go into his 8th inning of work. It'll be Brinkman, the pitcher's spot, and Valentine. Dobson allowed a double to Savarin back here in the first inning. That's the only hit he's allowed in this ball game. He has 9 strikeouts. Brinkman standing in 0 for 2. Here's Dobson's delivery now. On a 6-4 righty, it's a fly ball to center field X. That's Nosek. Nosek going back on the ball. 2E7. Here's the play on a 16. He's got it. Nice play, Nosek. And now we'll have a batter for Ortega. Always makes me think of Ortega chilies for some reason. So Ortega's day is over in his 8 innings of work. 3, 4, only 5 hits allowed for Ortega. He threw a gem himself. I saw them twice, Franklin. Once back in the day and once in later days. Oh, excellent, Cleveland. Exactly, Ben. Yep. Although I like those too. I don't only stocked them, I purchased them. Ortega, the 2 runs allowed, and they were both unearned, so no earned runs charged to Ortega. He walked 2 and struck out 6. Charles Green. Well, we'll see what happens to who the pitcher is. Klein is going to join Humphreys in the pen. Humphreys would appear to be ready, and we'll see who the pinch hitter is going to be with 1 out and nobody on. And they're going to go to Willie Kirkland, who pinch hit in this game in real life. Kirkland, a left-handed batter. Just 3 for 16 with a home run. He's got a little pop against righties. Dobson in the windup now. It's a 1-8 right-handed. Struck him out. Soar rings him up. That's 10 Ks for Dobson. And that's going to bring up Valentine with 2 away. Hell of a ball game here on a Friday, guys. Shoebox works. Just anything that can keep them all in one place. I remember when I was a kid playing in the keeper league I talked about earlier. Sometimes we'd get so mad at the dice, we'd throw the dice across the room. It'd take 10 minutes to find them all. I was at a tournament once where a guy actually lit a Strat card on fire. He was so disappointed in the performance of it, he literally burned the card. Valentine 0 for 1, walked twice. Dobson into the windup. That's a 6-2 left-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Hirschberger back on the track, hauls it in. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Chuck Dobson. Holy cow. I tell you, Kenyon, that's got to be a new high. 34 people watching. Man, it's... I am humbled, guys. I appreciate it. Okay, Ortega's out. Still trailing, it will be Humphreys. Had they taken the lead, of course, we would have gone to Klein. And let's take a look at Humphreys' number. Amazon, Jim. Remind me at the end of the game, I'll look up who makes it. I can't remember off the top of my head. Humphreys has actually been the Senators' best pitcher so far in this replay. He's been in 14 games, no record, 1 save, but get this, a 0.95 ERA in 28 innings of work. He'll be looking at Charles, Green, and Nossick. It's a tight, tense 2-1 game here as we go to the 9th inning. Kansas City leading. Humphreys gets the sign from Casanova. Here's the pitch to Charles now on a 2-3. Bangs a base hit into left field. A leadoff single for Charles. Charles has wheels. Star 16. Humphreys a -1. Casanova a -1. So he'd be a 14. They're going to have to hold him on at 12. And here's Green. Green squaring to bunt. He's a C. On an 11. That could be trouble. He pops it up. First baseman Nen makes the catch, and the runner has to hold. So Green, trying to move the runner over, pops up the bunt. 1 out, and here's Nosek. Nosek 1 for 3 on the day. Humphreys out of the stretch. That's a 3-12 ground ball back to Humphreys. He goes down to Brinkman for 1 on to first. Not in time. That'll be a 1-6 force. Charles erased. Nosek at first now. He's a star 15 stealer. 13. They're going to hold him at 11. Can't take any chances with this Kansas City club that leads the league in team stolen bases with 35. And Phil Roof will be the batter. Roof has not been retired today. He doubled in a run in the second and has walked twice. Humphreys gets the sign. The pitch to Roof is a 3-11. Grounder down to third. McMullen has it. Throws him out. And that's it for Kansas City in the ninth. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the ninth. And this is, I'll tell you what, this is a tough decision. With this many people in the chat, I have to assume we've got a lot of new faces here. And I'll tell you what I like to do is I like to get you guys involved in the game. Kansas City has probably the best bullpen ace in the card set in Jack Aker. Dobson, on the other hand, is working on a 1-hitter. What would you do? I'll give you a few minutes on this one. This is an important decision, really. Dobson, 5 for endurance. Well past his endurance inning. Aker throwing in the bullpen is ready. No room for error. I kind of agree with Steve's remark there. Let him try to finish. But as Franklin said, short leash. So Dobson's coming out to start the inning. Aker throwing behind him. Bob Savarin will start it off for Washington. Savarin is 1 for 3 on the day. He has the only hit for Washington in this game. Yeah, that's what I agree. I agree with that. Excellent duel today. I agree with that, Steve May. Dobson into the windup now. The pitch to Savarin is a 5-12. It's a grounder to first base X. That's going to be Hawk Harrelson. It's a tough play for Harrelson. A 4E18. There's a roll on the play. On an 11, it's the E rating. It's a 7 on an 18. He boots it. That's an error on Harrelson. Third error for Kansas City. In fact, I forgot to do what I normally do is check for defense. They don't really need any help in the outfield. Harrelson would not have come out anyway, just for the record. But Kazi would, and they're going to make that change right now. They're going to bring Aussie Chavaria in for Kazi to take over at shortstop. Slight improvement there. Big error there by Hawk Harrelson. King, not a threat to run. That's funny, Steve. Dobson will face King, excuse me. Savarin not a threat to run. King 0 for 2 with the walk. Dobson set now from the stretch. That's going to be a 6-10 left-handed. That's catcher's card X. That's going to be rough, a good catcher. 2E6. The play on a 15. It's a pass ball and a foul out. So that'll move the runner into scoring position. With 1 out. And Frank Howard, the batter. I'm thinking. Here comes Alvin Dark, and that's going to be it for Dobson. I can hear the groans now. In fact, I'm groaning myself. As much as I would love to see him finish it, Kansas City's trying to win a game, and they're in contention, at least at this point. Oh, we don't expect them to stay there all year, but it's fun while it lasts, isn't it? So with Howard at the plate, Jack Aker has been called upon. Dobson goes 8 1/3, surrendering only 1 hit. Three walks, 10 strikeouts. Aker 0-3 with 12 saves, a 4.5 ERA in 20 innings of work. Frank Howard at the plate, Dick Nen on deck. Runner in scoring position, 1 away. Aker ready to go to work now as he gets the sign from Roof. Here's the pitch to Howard. It's a 1-10 base hit into center field. It's an open single. Savarin could try to score on that. He's a 15. Nosek a +1, 16. Howard would not try to advance. He's a 1 through 8. They would cut that off and cut him down like a thief in the night. 1-16 to the plate. Here's the throw from Nosek. He scores, and we are tied. RBI single for Howard. And that's a shame. It's all tied up. Washington fans on their feet, though, they're loving this as Dick Nen comes to the plate. Nen 0 for 3. All 3,600 of them, Kenyon, you betcha. Tough break for Dobson, but still a hell of a game. Aker working out of the stretch now, pitching to Dick Nen. On a 2-10 right-handed, he bangs a single into center field. An open single, Howard will stop at second, of course. Very slow. So Aker comes on and gives up back-to-back singles. Maybe we should have left Dobson in, huh? Well, you can't win them all. Here's Ken Hat-Trick McMullen. Struck out all 3 times today. Facing Aker for the first time. Runners at first and second, 1 down. Here's the pitch to McMullen on a 3-7, a single on a 1, on a 13. That liner is speared at third by a diving Ed Charles. Oh my God. Huge out there. 2 down. And it will be up to the catcher, Paul Casanova. Or else this game's going to extra innings. Thank you, Kenyon. That's an excellent idea. Don Locke is going to come in and run for Howard. He's a 1 through 14. He could stay in the game and play center with Valentine moving to left. Aker checks the runners. The pitch to Casanova is a 6-8 right-handed. It's a fly ball to center, playable for Nosek, and we're going to extra innings here on a Friday. Washington a run on 2 hits, 2 left on. 2-2, and we're going to extra innings. So Locke will remain in the game. He'll play center. 2E9 minus 2. And Valentine will scoot over to left where he's a 3. Hell, what I didn't do was double switch the blasted. I didn't double switch Aker. Too late now. Kansas City will have to bat for Aker. I think I was probably assuming that he was going to nail down the save, but never assume. Kega, Valentine, Saverin. That's going to get Jim Nash up in the Kansas City pen, and we will have a batter for Aker. Let's see who it's going to be now. It can really only be one person, can't it? Jose Tartable. Tartable, who leads the American League in batting at .386. So American League batting leader Jose Tartable steps to the plate here against Humphreys. I remember that song, Ben, but I can't remember who did it. Humphreys ready to go to work now. The running back down the pitch to Tartable's a 2-8, and he rips it over the first base bag and down into the corner. Bouncing away from King. Tartable rounding second, headed for third. The throw, he is in there with the daily triple. Better late than never. Jose Tartable with a leadoff triple here in the 10th. Tartable with good wheels. And the batter will be Chavaria. Chavaria took over defensively for Kazi at shortstop. Washington will pull the infield in. Humphreys' pitch to Chavaria is a 5-4 righty, and he walks him ball 4. Chavaria a star 15, Humphreys a -1, Casanova a -1. He'd be a 13. But they can't really hold him on. They have to keep the infield in here. Would he try to go 1-13? He's got the free lead. He's not being held. On the other hand, his run is not the important one. Even a double play here scores Tartable. So runners at the corners. Exactly, Ben. No point taking the risk. Harrelson will hit away. He's 2 for 4 on the day. Humphreys from the stretch on a 1-8. He walks him, and the bases are loaded. Oh my goodness. And that's going to send Hodges out to the mound, and that's going to be all for Humphreys. And they're going to bring in Klein. He pitched in this game in real life. Game on the line. Here comes the closer, Ron Klein. 1+ for Humphreys. 2 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Tartable at third. Chavaria at second. Harrelson at first. Nobody out. Mike Hirschberger at the plate. Exactly, Ben. They always walk after a steal, don't they? Julian Lennon, thank you. God, that was driving me crazy. Okay, here's Klein now. Let's look at his numbers on the replay. Klein 3-0 with 3 saves and a 2.81 ERA so far. Right-handed pitcher facing Hirschberger. They're going to play back. I know that's crazy, but at this point, I think they'll trade the run for 2 outs. Try to come back. Here's the pitch to Hirschberger. It's a 4-6 right-hander. He pops him up in the infield. Infield fly rule. Savarin makes the grab. Runners hold. Big out for Klein. That'll bring up Stahl. Stahl 1 for 4. As always in these kind of situations, I look at the ground ball A's on the hitter's card. Stahl doesn't even have one, so they're going to bring the infield in for Stahl. Highly unlikely that Stahl hits into a double play anyway, so they'll bring the infield in, try to cut it off at the plate. Klein staring in to get the sign from Casanova now. Here's the pitch to Stahl on a 1-4. Ground ball to second base with the infield in. That's going to save a run. Let's look at it, make sure I get this right. Ground ball C, 3. Infield in, 7. They get the lead man at the plate. So a grounder to second, Savarin goes home. That's going to be a force, 4-2. And Klein now, one batter from getting out of a bases loaded, nobody out situation here in the 10th. It's up to Ed Charles. Charles 1 for 4, singled in the 9th, struck out 3 times. Klein into the windup. The pitch to Charles on a 4-6. Pop up, second base. Savarin's going to have it. He squeezes it for the out, and Klein comes in and pitches out. The bases loaded, no out jam. Holy cow, no runs, 1 hit, 3 left on. Who would have guessed that? Not me, that's for sure. Jim Nash will come on. He'll be the 3rd Kansas City pitcher of the game. Nash has been in just 3 games so far. No record, but a 1.29 ERA in 7 innings of work. He'll be looking at Brinkman, the pitcher's spot, again failing to double switch. God, I've got to get better at that. My apologies. At least I did it for both teams, so I guess you could say that it's fair. I still don't like it. So it'll be Brinkman, a pinch hitter for Klein, and Valentine. Nash ready to go to work here. The pitch to Brinkman is a 4-8 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. 1 away. And we'll have a batter now for Klein. Kirkland, Lock, Chance, Blasingame. We also have Hamlin, but he's a weak. Bob Chance is going to be the hitter. That makes sense, Ben, and absolutely, Franklin. That's coming up right around the corner. I think the 27th of May begins the Kansas City fire sale. Here's Chance now. Nash ready to work. On a 4-9 left-handed, it's a grounder to shortstop X. That's Chavaria, a 3E42. Tough play for Aussie. He's in the hole. On a 1, he can't get to it. That's through for a single. Pinch hit single for Chance. Chance very slow. Let's see if we can improve that at all. Ken Hamlin's going to come on and run for Chance. Hamlin, a 1-14 runner, not a threat to steal. Top of the order, and it's Fred Valentine coming up. Runner at first, 1 away. Valentine 0 for 2 in this one. He's walked twice. Nash set now from the stretch. 4-5. High fly ball to left field. Going back is Stahl. He makes the catch. Here's Savarin now, 1 for 4. Nash delivers. 2-11, grounder to second. Green has it, throws him out, and we're going to the 11th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Hamlin in the 9 spot will stay in the game and play second. The new pitcher will go in Savarin's spot. So Hamlin in the 9 spot at second base. 3E34. And we're going to the 11th inning. I tell you, it figures on a day when I was online with Jeffrey for 90 minutes, then I'd come back with an extra inning game, right? It's going to be Casey Cox for the Senators. Fourth Washington pitcher. That's a good question, Bob. I don't think they had cut it off yet in the 60s. I'm not sure. It will be Green, Nossick, and Roof against Casey Cox as we go to the 11th inning here in a 2-2 tie. Green 0 for 4 today. Is Cox ready to deliver now? The wind-up, the pitch on a 5-7. It's a double to 6 on a 3. That's down for extra bases, and Green coasts into second with a leadoff double. Dick Green starts it off with a double. Ben stocked up. Here's Nossick, 1 for 4 on the day. Cox, a check of the runner. Here's the pitch now on a 1-6. It's a comebacker to the pitcher. Looks the runner back and throws him out. That's going to bring up Roof, the catcher. Pitcher's spot to follow. Cox into the windup. That's a 3-7 grounder to shortstop. Brinkman has it, looks the runner back, and throws him out. And now we're going to have to bat for Nash. With 2 away. John Wyatt pitched in this game in real life. He's getting loose. And the pinch hitter is going to be Campy Campaneris. Campaneris not ready to resume everyday duties yet, but he says he's well enough to pinch hit. He comes in with a .290 average, 1 homer, 18 RBIs. Runner in scoring position, 2 down. Cox to Campaneris, and here's the pitch on a 1-7. Fly ball to left, playable for Valentine, and that will do it. No runs to hit, 1 left in the 11th. A lot of players used in this game. On for Kansas City is the right-hander John Wyatt. Holy cow. Bottom of the 11th inning. It's King, Locke, and Nen. Remember, Howard's out of the game. He was taken out for a pinch runner in the 9th. Wyatt in the replay. 1-0, 1.93 in 5 appearances, spanning 5 innings. King 0 for 3 with a walk as Wyatt comes set. Here's the windup and the pitch to King. It's a 2-5. He bangs a base hit into right field. It's a leadoff single for King. King, not a great runner, but 12's going to have to be good enough. And here comes Don Locke for his first at bat of the afternoon. Wyatt checks the runner, now working out of the stretch. Comes into Locke on a 5-6, swung on and missed, strike 3. And down goes Locke. Swinging, 1 down, and the batter will be Dick Nen. Nen 1 for 4 in this one, left-handed hitter. Wyatt with the pitch. It's a 5-9, swung on and missed, strike 3. After a leadoff single by King, Wyatt fans Locke and Nen, and it will be up to McMullen. McMullen 0 for 4 today. Wyatt gets the sign. Here's the pitch now to McMullen on a 1-6, fly to center, playable for Nossick. And we're going to go to the 12th inning. Can you believe it? It's even getting dark in Spokane. Casey Cox will come out for his second inning of work. Top of the order, Chavaria, Harrelson, and Hirschberger for Kansas City. Yeah, I bet he does. Chavaria walked his only time up today. Cox gets the sign from Casanova now. Pitch to Aussie on a 2-3 is a grounder down to third base. That's McMullen. Backhands it and fires to Nen for the out. And up steps Harrelson. Harrelson 2 for 4 with a walk today. Cox into the windup. Pitch to the Hawk is a 3-8. It's a high fly ball to left field. Going back is Valentine. On the track makes the catch on a 17. Let's take another look at that one. 3-8 righty, 1-7. He gave it a ride, but on a 17, it's a loud out to left, and there's 2 down. Here's Hirschberger now. Hirschberger 0 for 5 today. Cox with the pitch. It's a 5-5, grounder to second, Savarin to Nen, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Casey Cox. That's the truth there, Steve. Wyatt will come out for his second inning. Casanova, Brinkman, and Hamlin do. Casanova 0 for 4 today. Wyatt into the windup. That's going to be a 5-8 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Third K for John Wyatt. 1 down, and here's Eddie Brinkman. Brinkman 0 for 4 today. Wyatt staring in to get the sign now. Here's the pitch. On a 1-11, it's a foul ball behind the plate. Roof throws the mask away. Goes back and makes the catch. And that will bring up Hamlin for his first at bat of the day. He pinch ran for Chance and then stayed in the game at second. Wyatt's pitch is a 6-5 high fly ball to left field. Going back is Stahl on the track makes the catch. Oh my goodness, another bid for a home run. Actually, it would have been a single because Hamlin's a weak anyway. So a single to 6 on a 14. He's out. And we're going to the 13th. I don't think they, to my knowledge, they don't have bunt for the base hit in the card and dice. They have it in the computer game. I'm going to have to make some score sheet modifications here. Holy cow, what a game. Let me see if we can see the card. I have to back this off a little bit. We can still see it. Okay, for Cox, his third inning of relief. That's an endurance inning for Casey Cox. Stahl, Charles, and Green due up. My thoughts exactly, Kenyon. Stahl 1 for 5. Cox set now. The pitch is a 6-10 left-hand, and it's a fly ball to center field X. That's Locke now, 2E9. Locke going back on it. Here's the play. On a 16, he makes a fine running catch for the out. A nice play by Don Locke in center. And here's Ed Charles. Charles 1 for 5 today. Cox into the windup. 5-11 right-handed. That's a two-hopper down to third. McMullen has it. Across to Nen, 2 down. And that'll bring up Green. The team RBI leader is 1 for 5 today. Cox into the windup. 6-3 right-handed is a fly ball to left field X. That's going to be Valentine, a 3E8. Valentine racing towards the line. Here's the play on a 19. He makes a nice running catch for the out. Nice play, Valentine. So Washington flashing some leather here in the top of the 13th. And here's John Wyatt now, his third inning of work. That's also an endurance inning for Wyatt. As I refill my cup. And at this point, I'm thinking like most of you, somebody win this damn game. Top of the order for the Senators, Fred Valentine will start it off. Pitcher's spot to follow. Wyatt into the windup. Pitch to Valentine is a 6-9, swung on and missed, strike 3. Fourth strikeout for Wyatt. Now we're going to have a pinch hitter for the pitcher, Cox. So Cox worked 3 innings. Not much left on the bench. It's got to be Blasingame. Only second catcher Doug Camille remaining on the bench without having to go to computer-only cards. No doubt. Warming up in the Washington pen, Jeffrey Guterman. One down. Here's Blasingame now. Wyatt with the pitch. That's a 3-2. Liner to second. Green's got it. That's going to bring up Jim King. King, the Senators' leading home run hitter with 8. As Wyatt comes set, the pitch to King is a 6-4 left-handed, and he loses him ball 4. King down to first on the walk. That's the winning run on, but there's 2 away. And Don Locke, the batter. Remember, this was Frank Howard's spot in the lineup. Locke 0 for 1. Wyatt set now. The pitch to Locke. 4-8, and he walks him. Back-to-back walks by Wyatt now, who may be running out of gas. One more hitter walk would fatigue Wyatt. That's all we need now is a tired pitcher, right? Dick Lyons throwing in the Washington pen. Sorry, wrong team. Excuse me. Largely right-handed lineup. Wes Stock throwing in the Kansas City pen. Stock hasn't been used much. Yes, sir, the winning run in scoring position. The batter is Dick Nen, the left-handed first baseman, 1 for 5 today. Wyatt staring in to get the sign. Here's the pitch now to Nen on a 2-9. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Going back is Hirschberger at the track at the wall. It's gone. Dick Nen has just walked it off in the bottom of the 13th with a 3-run blast. And listen to that crowd. Oh my goodness, Dick Nen has just won the game with just his second home run of the season. Five to 2, the final. The Senators pull it out. Holy cow. A lot of numbers to put in. I'm not going to do that right now. I hope you guys will forgive me. I'm going to finish filling out all the particulars when I enter the game manually. And this one's going to take a lot longer than 5 minutes to enter. The final, Senators 5, Athletics 2. No game tomorrow. That can't be right, can it? It only took 109 minutes to get to this? Is that true? For I was thinking it should be later than it is. It's starting to get dark out here. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Perry, Ben, Steve, Kenyon, other Steve. Everybody. Yeah, base hit would have done it, but Nen cleared the bases. No game tomorrow, of course, as usual. I won't be here. I'll be back with you on Sunday. We're going to move on to May the 25th. We're going to start that off with Minnesota at Boston. That's going to be the Cott man, Jim Cott for the Twins, and Jerry Stevenson for the Red Sox. So until Sunday, everybody, thanks again for hanging in there with me. It was a marathon, but we did it. And just want to wish everybody a fantastic weekend, and hopefully I'll see you all again on Sunday. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.